dia, Huch Ermadian, Dobre Utra, good morning and magandang umaga. Today we are learning to speak new language as our audience graphic line is rising up like the sun that is rising up in the sky. Today is October 14, 2020 and it's 5:30 here in the morning, and once again this is Apo Adman of Luntiang Agama Natural Divine Art Shrine of Healing Incorporated, coming to you from the rising city of San Jose del Monte in the province of Bulacan, Philippines. You are listening to Apos Layer or Luntiang Agama Internet Radio here at Anchor.fm, which you can also hear at Apple's Podcast, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. It is overwhelming to see our analytics at Anchor.fm. The number of clicks and listeners are growing up, and it is nice to know that we are gaining listeners not only in the Philippines but also in the United States of America, Ireland, and Russia. With that, I want to say Guru Maagot, Spasiba, thank you and maraming salamat. I hope that one day I could also hear you, and that is possible by sending us a message here. May you always enjoy our program here at Apostler as we continue to pray for peace and blessings for the whole world. And today, as we continue to share the teachings of Luntiang Agama, which we focus on self-identity, let us get to know what composes our self in the real life. This is just my observation in the real world. Since the pandemic have arrived and coronavirus spread through the world, many countries have implemented the physical distancing and stay-at-home policy, which every one of us endure. Most of the schools and business establishments were closed, and even churches do their ministry online, while the medical professionals are busy attending to patients and battling the effect of coronavirus in our world. But many of us who stay at home do our stuff online. Many people find comfort doing stuff in social media, such as online selling, online schooling, work at home, teleconsultation, and entertainment. We acknowledge the comfort and relief from the boredom that these social media have brought to us. We watch films, listen to music and podcasts such as this, and even learn new things through engaging ourselves to social media. But there are still few who that have not been afflicted by the coronavirus, but instead they suffer from great anxiety and depression. Those who have not access, those who have now no access to internet endure it alone or are suffering alone. Today, I am sending my thoughts to those people in the real world who have no access to the internet. Today, I am extending my heart to them by praying for them. In the real world, during the pandemic, where physical distancing and stay at home are implemented, it's like that we go back in the past. No mode of transportation was available, and the places you go are only limited. You cannot cross boundaries from city to city. You need to obtain special pass paper in order to do that. You need to have a valid reason why you want to cross boundaries. It is like obtaining a visa to travel from country to country. But this time, during the pandemic, it's not country to country, but from town to town. People nowadays, when they go out, they must cover up. We need to put face mask, face shield, hand gloves, boots. It's like that we are donning an astronaut suit in going to the outer space. Our mind have been fed up to wear those things and going out of our home as the atmosphere that we have right now is not safe. But is it really not safe to go out? Or is it not safe to interact with other people? But here in our city, I see birds flying in flocks. Animals roam without any fear. The trees are still green, and the sun continues to rise up in the east and set down in the west. I think that the situation of our world right now depends on the mentality of the people. It depends on how we think of what will happen to us. I remember I remember when I was in the School of Alternative Medicine that my professor have taught us this word. You are who you think who you are. And probably that is the same now. We become what we think of who we are. The movement of the sun, moon, and stars are now predictable. Even the movement of the wind and clouds can be studied when there will be a storm coming into our way. And the only thing that is unpredictable now is the behavior of mankind, which is us. Indeed, we become unpredictable because every day we choose who we want to be in life. But what kind of choices do we have in life? Who give us choices? And who makes that choice for us? These are the questions that comes up in my mind. And that choice are made not by anyone else, but us alone. The choice of caring for our body is our responsibility. The choice on what we see every day, the choice of what we should feel, and the choice on what to act and do in our life. The words that we speak up is also our choice in reacting to the questions that have been thrown to us. And the words that comes out of our mouth is also a choice that we made before we speak it out. These words might come from our mind, but mostly it is balanced in our heart. In doing podcasting or even blog requires the work of our mind and our heart that been enacted by our body so that it will be heard and seen in the platform that we choose. Every day we have choices to make, and through that choice I pray it will serve us well.